Check out my brand new book, Micro Living, available through Amazon.com, and my Transforming A-Frame Cabin plans are down below in the description. We also have a hands-on tiny house building and design workshop coming up in North Carolina with our guest hosts, Chris Shaptic, Chris Strathy, aka The Capable Carpenter, in his mobile woodworking studio, and Andrew Odom from Tiny House, North Carolina. Check it out in the description below or relaxshacks.com. Hey, what's up guys? Deek, relaxshacks.com. This is one of these one-take jobbers because I got lots of stuff to do with some building. I'm behind in 15 different things. Have to package some art. Have to finish these art pieces behind me. Have to read a couple books in relation to a presentation I'm giving and more. Anyways, I'm talking about kind of tiny house related because I see a lot of people in the forums. This is tangential. Often kind of worried, complaining about, wondering about, looking for information about how do I make any kind of money in a rough economy in some parts of the U.S. or in some sectors. How do I make any money, even on the side, supplemental income? Because let's face it, as you're trying to save money to build your tiny house, your backyard art studio, your shed, whatever, to save up for, I don't care, your Pokemon figurine collection, if you're into that, it's not easy. All right, there's only so many hours you can work in a week, so I want to give you an idea here that will save you some time, perhaps. First of all, I want to recommend, I do a lot of flea market flipping. You've all seen that show with Lara Spencer, Flea Market Flip. And it's a cool show, not so realistic. Then, Salvage Dogs, American Pickers, all those shows. There is good money to be made through flipping, and that's not what I'm getting at right here. What I want to talk about is if you're going to go and pursue that avenue, the one I have aforementioned, I don't even know where I'm going English-wise, but that's why we're just going to roll with this. But if you're going to pursue that avenue, there's a couple places, let's say you're doing house clean-outs, even at flea markets, anything like that. There's certain things people are often missing that take very little time to further pursue, places they forget to look. And this is especially true in the game of architectural salvage, yet another way to make some really good money. Believe me, I have a lot of stuff. I flip doors, trim, being in New England, we have old buildings, that stuff all the time. We have videos on that, in fact, how to dismantle houses, floors, and selling that stuff on this channel. So check those out. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell. There's a bunch of places, though, if you get access to those houses or find, in some of these cases, stuff at flea markets, places people don't look. And what sparked this conversation, this idea to convey some of this info to you, is recently a certain family member of mine collects the old Hardy Boys series. So when I find these at flea markets and all that, I pick them up, especially if they're cheap, because I can re-unload them at a consignment shop. This one's the Secret of Wildcat Swamp. Spooky. The cover art in these is pretty cool. This one's from the 60s. Some of the old ones are from the 30s. If they have the dust jackets, pick them up. You find them cheap. I'm not saying find Hardy Boys books and flip them for money, your path to financial success. No. What I want to recommend is when you're at flea markets or when you're reselling books, you're going to want to flip through them anyways, but some people don't out of laziness. It takes seconds to do. This very book here, because I always flip through the book, because you might find some interesting bookmarks. I found money, I found interesting notes, bank receipts, things of interest. But in this one right here, check this. These aren't particularly valuable, but it's just kind of cool. Let's see if the camera can focus there. That was a little bit beat up. Cal Coons from the Red Sox, I think that's 71 tops. This is 1968 tops right here. These are all Red Sox cards, so me living near Boston, this book stuck locally in its resale touring. And here's another one. This is 69 tops. So this one's in a sleeve too. These cards right here were all stuck inside this book. Now they're not worth a lot of money, but the story behind it's cool. I happen to collect baseball cards, and family members and friends do too. So these are just kind of neat. And even like at a consignment booth, you could resell these old cards, even if they're nobodies, for $2 or so each. Not a killing, but it's something, and just an example that can be had by simply looking through your books, flipping through those Hardy Boys books. Got to check the time here because I have to leave pretty soon. All right, I got a couple more minutes. Another place people often forget to look, say you're cleaning out a house, behind radiators. If you had the old, and here in New England, I should say, here in New England we have a lot of the old cast iron radiators. Other parts of the country you might not, so this is less relevant to you. But as a kid, if you grew up around here, you know the anguish darn well of losing stuff behind the radiators where it's tough to get, especially if you have radiator covers. First, those radiator covers, which are often overlooked, they can be sold. I started carpentry a ways back publicly by building custom radiator covers and selling them, and made quite a bit of money doing it. But if you look behind the radiators, once you pull that cover away and sell that cover, they do take up space. But you can get 50, 60 bucks for those. You never know what you're going to find behind the radiators. Again, I found money. There's always coins, old paperwork. You know, who knows what you're going to find back there. Which brings me to another one. If you're at a consignment shop, or let's say you've purchased an old dresser, or you're looking at old dressers, or you just bought one off Craigslist, I can't tell you how many times I've taken the drawers out. You know how the drawers tend to bind, or sometimes things lift up and get stuck and get captured in the back? I have found so many things pinched in the back sides of dressers. So in one of our old videos where I'm with Alex Eves from boxtruckfilm.com, stayvocal.com, in the video you'll see us actually, and we left that part in, didn't edit it out, you can see us actually taking out the drawers and looking in the back ends, even underneath. Stuff gets stuck in there too, underneath each and every dresser drawer. Because again, you'll find money, old paperwork, you know, like old autographs, who knows, all that paper stuff that people see fit to actually save is important to them, that they put away in a dresser. Sometimes falls in the back, it's tough to reach, oh, go get it later. They forget about it, and you'll find quite a bit of stuff back there as well. And the last one I want to recommend, and this is more, not so much with flea markets, the other ones can pertain to that and flipping stuff, is homes. If you get permission to salvage a home or do a house clean out, and this might be, you know, preaching the gospel to some of you guys out there, but the old floor vents, the louvered floor vents, all the time, some of those are deep, and the old air ducts, look in those with a flashlight, take the covers off, you know, pry around, get a mirror, look down there, because a lot of times, people drop stuff down there and don't have a screwdriver handy, or it falls too far down the air duct and they can't get any of that stuff out and they don't bother. Sometimes stuff falls down there without them knowing, or sometimes people hide stuff down there, like old handguns, you know, money, things like that, important paperwork, yet again. So by taking off those covers and even looking down there with a little compact mirror, sometimes you can find some pretty unusual stuff in those air ducts or in the returns that, you know, let's say someone died in a family and the house is passed on, that person is no longer living to pass on, you know, hey, son, daughter, I forgot X, Y, and Z in the air ducts. Maybe those people aren't traceable as well. Naturally, if you find something that's, you know, really important perhaps to those people, you want to try to return that stuff. But, you know, I guess it's a case-by-case basis depending on what you find. But look on those air ducts. There's a lot of stuff to be had in those places. The air ducts, again, the you know, books, flip through books, dressers, and the other one I mentioned was well, edges of carpets too is another good one, and behind radiators. Those places take you no time to look, but you'll be surprised when given the opportunity what you might find behind there. And there's money to be made through those. Money without effort in some cases. So just some recommendations, a little bit off topic, want to share with you guys. If you made it this far in the video, we have a workshop, again, to reiterate, coming up, North Carolina. Fully hands-on, Diedricksen Brothers style with many guest speakers, Riegelwood, North Carolina, RelaxShacks.com are the details below for that. And I'll see you guys later. Subscribe, hit that bell thing, leave some comments, please. Your tips, I'd love to hear them, and I'll see you guys later. I have to go. I'm actually late. See ya.